All right, so in this video, we're going to be taking a look at AI and SEO and the really important question of how much we should trust it.
Are you looking to grow your business, but you're not sure where to start? That's where we come in.
Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If this is your first time watching, or maybe you've been watching a while and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please do so now. So as many of you are probably aware, AI has made leaps and bounds over the last few years. But the big question is, how much should we trust this new technology? So AI is actually not something new. I mean, spell check is a form of AI. What is new, though, are these new language models and the advancements more so in the area of generative AI. But AI has been part of SEO for quite a long time. We can look at things like BERT or RankBrain or MUM. OpenAI is also not something new. It's been around for a while, and the GPT project has been in multiple iterations, and that's where we get the really fun and cool one that everybody likes to talk about today, known as ChatGPT. So how can we really get our assumptions in order? I think today there's a lot of unrealistic assumptions when it comes to ChatGPT and other generative AI tools. We have to remember first and foremost that these are simply tools. Many SEOs are getting lazy and they're just trusting AI when it spits out answers, and they're just doing what the AI says. Almost every single SEO tool now has some sort of an AI function with it, whether it be WordPress plugins, whether it be the tools that we use for our research, whether it be other specific tools built just for this new AI advanced SEO. Now, like I said, this is something that we've been doing quite a while in the world of SEO, and most predominantly in the areas of like semantic search, but now we're starting to see this bridge out into a lot of other areas like keyword research and content development, in those areas where you're seeing people really just kind of putting in prompts, clicking buttons, copy and pasting, and thinking that they've done something that the search engines actually want. Recently, Gary Eisch from Google Search put out a PSA that really touched on our unrealistic assumptions when it comes to AI. He says that LLMs have a very high wow factor, but they have no clue about your website. So that's large language models. Don't use them for diagnosing potential issues. Also remember that LLMs will hallucinate. Pressed in the right way, they will give you information that's completely detached from reality because the predictions on the word order make sense. So these language models, these artificial intelligence, they're meant to give you a response to your input. The input is going to dictate the output. And these are trained on large language data sets, large amounts of information, but they're not trained specifically on your business. So they may not actually know what they're talking about when it comes to your specific site, your specific niche, and the people you're trying to market to. So if you just go with the assumptions that are coming out of these language models, you can be way off, and it actually can hurt your SEO instead of improve your SEO. Remember, these are tools, and we need to understand the tools within the right context. So let's get into some examples of this. I don't want to just say this and actually not share some examples. So first we can start here with inside of ChatGPT. So I asked it, what does SMA Marketing do? SMA Marketing, that's my agency. If I go over to Google and I type in SMA Marketing, I am an existing entity within the Google ecospace. I have a Google My Business. I've got websites. I've got YouTube channels. I've got LinkedIn. I've got images showing up here, all labeled for SMA Marketing. Now, yes, there are some others that have a similar name as us, but the reality is SMA is known as an entity. Google knows that we exist. Search engines know that we exist. And we have existed since 2009. So it's not like this is a new entity that these language models would know nothing about. But let's go back to OpenAI's answer. It says that SMA Marketing is a fictional company. Well, first off, we know that that's not correct. Not saying it can't provide specific information, but then it goes to make some assumptions and say, well, if it did exist, maybe it would do these types of things. Now, while it's trying to give me an answer, when it comes to my specific business, it's actually not giving me anything relevant because it doesn't know who I am. A lot of times, too, these tools will be used for maybe diagnosing SEO issues. So you could go and ask it a question like, give me all the pages on smamarketing.net that talk about text message marketing. Now, we don't do text message marketing, but let's see what it comes up with. Again, it doesn't even know that we exist. I apologize, but it's a fictional company. We're not a fictional company. We have a domain that exists at smamarketing.net. So if I was trying to use ChatGPT in this instance, it actually wouldn't be able to help me very much because it doesn't know about my company. Now, I understand that that's not exactly what ChatGPT is about. ChatGPT is more of a generative language answer question type model. So you got to understand the usage for these types of tools as well. That's another issue I see where people are talking about integrating these types of technologies within their tools, but they're actually not used for these specific tools. If I get even more specific, let me see if give me the title tag for now I put in a specific URL. Let's see. It's not giving me the title tag again, but this would be something pretty easy to do, right? Again, not really, it's not the type of model that we're looking at, but as you can see here, this is not going to be very helpful. So if I was trying to use ChatGPT to diagnose some issues on my site, it won't even crawl my site. It won't even take a look at my site because that's really not what it's used for. It's supposed to be for more chat interaction and engagement like that. What people usually do would be something like, write me a blog on SEO. And they hit this button and ChatGPT does this big long thing about SEO. And they copy and paste it into their website and they feel really good about themselves. The problem is too here is it's pulling this information from somewhere. It's taking information from other people's sites and it's basically making a new version of it. But it's not citing anybody. There's no sources being cited here. Nobody's getting credit for this information. It's just plug and play. Now, we could obviously go through this whole thing and probably pick it apart as well. If you just copy and pasted this article on your site, you're doing a pretty bad job because this is exactly what you're not supposed to do with AI. Now, you could take this as a starting point, but you would not want to go ahead and just grab this, copy and paste it, and say, well, look at me, I just wrote a blog in 2 seconds. So as we can see, ChatGPT knows some things. We can take broad things here, but it doesn't know everything. In fact, it's going to have a lot of difficulty when you ask it very specific questions, even more difficulty when you get into some very, very complex areas where it may not be an expert in, right? So you need to be cautious. Use this as a tool because that's what it is, and then use the data from the tool to help you make better decisions, but always check, always verify. I think a really good line is from a man named Ronald Reagan, who was a president in the United States. He said, trust but verify. Use the technology, but verify the information. So now we're going to take a look at GPT-3 DaVinci. I'm going to start with the same question. What does SMA marketing do? Now, in this case, it's not getting it totally right. Again, it says SMA marketing is a type of digital marketing that focuses on social media channels. Now, there is social media marketing, but that's not what SMA marketing is. SMA marketing is a business. Now, let's see what happens if I separate these. And I can run the code again and see if the input determines the output. Again, I'm getting the same answer here. So not exactly correct because we're not a social media marketing agency. Now I can also, again, take some of these questions that we asked over here and say, they talk about social media or text message marketing, right? Now watch this. This should be a pretty interesting result. Again, different type of language model can be used in a lot of different ways. This is just giving me a list of titles. It's not actually giving me pages. Now if I can go page URLs and see if it does anything, because I'll tell you one thing, those articles do not exist on our website. Nowhere on our website. It's just generating. It's trying to give me an answer. And this is, again, what Gary Ice was talking about, how AI can sometimes hallucinate. It's trying to give you an answer. It's tasked with the job of providing you an answer, whether that answer is totally correct or not. Again, it's going to give me a list of URLs. Now, this would be awesome if this worked, but none of these URLs actually exist on my website. We don't talk about text message marketing on my website. And all it's doing is telling me what I want to hear. And this is an area where you have to be very careful using AI to diagnose specific things on your website. Now, where is AI pretty good? I like to use it for keyword extraction, right? So here is a prompt, and I've got some content from a client's website. I can go to give me the keywords from within this page. And this is really cool, right? It's going to go, okay, here are the main keywords on this page. There's quite a lot of them, but go ahead and check those out. Another thing that's really good is, hey, I want you to create me some title tags for a page around this specific topic. And we could print the response here. So this is a good way if you're trying to generate title tags and you're just kind of tired and you need somebody to kind of help you out. Bam, this is a good way to do it. These are great uses for AI. So we can see that AI can make up stuff, but we can also see that it can be very, very helpful if you use it within the right framework and you give it the right types of boundaries. Again, we can do it with meta descriptions as well, or even provide an outline, right? So I want an outline for some content. This is exactly a great use for AI. You give it your prompt, you tell it what you're looking for, and then you allow it to just kind of give you a baseline to start working with. So as I said, SEO tools are not magic wands. That's what AI is. It's a tool, not magic. AI and large language models can be very helpful with things like keyword research and clustering, content ideation, research. Those types of things are really, really good, but it can't do everything. You need to inject your expertise and your insight into your work in order to get the right results. You can't just blindly trust these tools. And that goes with just every tool, every keyword research tool, any of the things that you're using. SERP analysis. Don't just trust the SEO tools. Go look at the search results. We need to make sure that we're using our own expertise and our own understanding of the industries and the websites we're working with in order to get the best results. So I hope you guys learned something new in this video. If you got any questions, please comment below. I'd love to continue the conversation with you. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and next time we will see you again. Happy marketing.